Greetings. Welcome into the call. Welcome into the space. It is me again, your soul guide and self-care practitioner. How are we doing? Welcome. Hello, welcome into the space. I am Chantel Sierra Shakim, showing up again for my Day 7 of my 365 days of going live. Welcome. Thank you all for coming into the space, coming into the room. I am here another day to basically dive into revealing the truth of me. Ashe, doing the things that I've never done before, or it's kind of becoming a custom right now. I'm getting really more and more comfortable about coming live, at least in this format, in this place. And I've been challenged to just do this for the whole year and just build my vibe tribe. Just see what is out there in the TikTok world. Welcome, Christine. Welcome, Natexa. I hope I'm saying your name right. Welcome. I appreciate all of you for coming into the live today. Typically, I do a ancestral oracle card pull, tapping into the energy of today, seeing what it is that is supporting us or what has supported us from yesterday, and moving into the now and moving also into tomorrow. Welcome, Kiki. Thank you again for showing up for the live today, joining me on this journey, girl. I'm so happy to see you. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the likes. Today has been a very happy Wednesday to you. Today was a day of accomplishing something that I have held within my heart space and have been working through, which has been the grief of my mother. I was called to begin to hold a support group for those who have experienced the loss of a loved one. My mother transitioned 2023, and it was a life-shaking experience for me. It shifted me from this world of this is all there is to a world that is way bigger than I could even imagine. Tapping into the spiritual realm, tapping into this way of life, of navigating the polarities of life, the physical world and the spiritual world. Although I have always, for the past, I'd say 5 years, been tapping into tarot and reading oracle cards and really doing a lot of self-work and self-care work. But when my mom transitioned, it really shifted me into a world of what's real and what's not. Because my third eye blew wide open. I was able to see beyond the physical world and experience some things that most people don't get a chance to experience. And I say don't get a chance, but most people probably wouldn't want this. But because of the way I'm sent and the way I'm showing up, and I guess my soul contract, here I am. Yes. For 2.5 years. Well, my condolences to you, and you are welcome to join our grief support group if you like. It is a virtual group. We did have our first class today, and it was really powerful. It's a small group. There was about 5 women and 1 guy. So if you want to come and join us, Kiki, come on in the room. I will post the information, and you can find it on my website, Good Vibes Lounge LLC Grief Support Group. We'll be meeting every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. So please tap in. Check it out on my website. Also, my contact information is there. You can message me on any other platforms if you want more details, or so I can connect with you and send you the specifics, but it is on my website. So I also am mentored and guided by another individual, because we all need mentors and guides in this world. We were all created to connect. Even though social media, as I said before, is kind of like a connection, but not a connection, but it is needed. Social engagement, being able to be seen, heard, witnessed, and have someone to share life with is what is a part of our human existence. So please, please, please tap, tap, tap in. And thank you for the love. I would love to have you. I would love to share space with you. I truly believe that every person that you have brought into your existence is for a reason. And we all are the teacher, the student, the teacher, and the master. So it takes these connections to begin to expand our experience and help us to truly be who we have been sent to be. Even with in the midst of the chaos, in the midst of the destruction, in the midst of the grief, in the midst of the hurt and the pain, we still can find places to shine bright like a diamond. To be the light in the darkness. And that has been a part of my process. That has been very healing to my soul. And I'm supported. My mom is like smiling at me and like, go girl, you go girl, so I'm encouraged by that. But the grief, I'm kind of jumping all around, but the grief support group for today was phenomenal. It was one more step in the direction of the things that I'm being called to do, supporting community, showing up, and being true to myself, and receiving the medicine in return. Because as I've said before, and in the Hermetic principles, what you put out is what you receive back. As within, so without. So I'm really being intentional about putting out those things that I want to get back in return. Having the support, having the connection, not wanting to feel like I'm alone. I'm an empty nester, if you know it or not. I'm over the 50 mark, so I give thanks for that. I give thanks for being able to navigate emotions where they don't show on me, some people, it's like you look at them and you be like, yeah, you done had a hard life. But I've had a hard life, but I've learned to process through those things in the highest vibration of light to keep me light, to play on words, being light and being light and feeling light, being light and feeling light. And even when I feel heavy, knowing what I need to do. So in our call today, this is kind of going over what I did with my mentor today. As I said, we all need mentors. So my mentor today challenged us to go live, which I've been doing, and discuss what's working for us, what's shifting in our life, and what needs to change. So to be able to freely express that, what's working for me is being able to show up on these platforms, show and be my authentic self, be able to connect with new people, and be able to hopefully be an inspiration and light. That is working for me. Even though I'm doing it afraid, I'm doing it afraid, y'all. Every time I come on here, it's like, oh my God, am I going to be able to do it? And here I am. So yes, that is working for me. It's allowing me to see myself. It's allowing me to speak my truth. It's allowing me to embody the oracle messenger energy that is working with me. It is allowing me to be able to be more confident in being seen and seeing myself. It's allowing me to really begin to get a lot more clear about my purpose. It's allowing me to see things from a perspective that I hadn't seen before, and know that, we can do difficult things, and we can do the things that we've always dreamed of doing if only we take the first step. So that's what's working for me. What's shifting is my perspective of my worth, my perspective of worth is shifting because I've struggled with that for so long. Understanding the value of me being me, understanding that I don't have to earn it, I just am. You know, and that again, going back to that I am presence, knowing that you are worthy just because you are, just because you are, and being able to sit in that and feel comfortable is what is shifting. For a long time, I always saw myself as not worthy or not good enough or not pretty enough or not smart enough, not successful enough. There's a lot of things that the programs that I have lived by for a lot of my life are now shifting into something different. And the confidence is rising. So I'm going to shake the bell, ring my bell on that, because I want to shift that vibration and bring in more of that high vibrational energy, because that is truly what is within me but has been suppressed for so long because I had to show up in corporate America, and you had to straighten up and fly right so that you would be accepted, and especially as a Black woman in leadership roles in corporate America, in healthcare, where all my life I had to fight even to get through nursing programs, and having to prove myself over and over again, and having to walk that narrow path so that no one will judge me or see me as not qualified to do the work or not knowledgeable enough to do the work. But it did allow me to have so many successes by going through the motions of the matrix, and in that space I learned that even though you go through the matrix, even though you go through the motions of the matrix, I'm coining that phrase. Y'all can use it though. The motions of the matrix. So even though I've moved through the motions of the matrix, did all the things that the world tells you to do, I still found myself wanting. I still found myself in a space of lack, in a sense, a lack of worth, a lack of happiness and joy, a lack of feeling like I was worthy of all that I had achieved, But now that is shifting, and now I'm learning to see and being able to be still enough to reflect and say, man, I was able to accomplish that. Even in my uncomfortability, look at what I accomplished. So now I'm at a space where I'm like, let me allow my true essence to shine and allow that to also bring me the success that I desire. Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone into the room. I am Chantel Sierra Shakim, your soul guide and your holistic self-care practitioner. I am on this 7-day journey of going live, embracing the truth of who I am and sharing it with the world. As you speak, so it is. So I am moving into so many new areas, and that is what needs to change. My existence of being small has to change. Enough is enough is enough. I am big, I am bold, I am beautiful. I am big, I am bold, I am beautiful. That is really what I'm feeling right now. Even though, my face be glistening and it comes up like whoop, but I still am beautiful. So that was a big thing for me to really begin to come up out of the mud and see how beautiful I am, as this beautiful flower in my head is so beautiful, and my reminder. So through my journey of really becoming who I am inspiring to be for this new part of my life, it is to be that beautiful rose, to be that lotus in blossom, to begin to peel back the layers of limiting self-beliefs, breaking generational cycles and patterns of lack and limitation, embracing the truth of my soul, connecting with my ancestors in a way that they are always here and always present, and also overcoming the energy and the conditioning and programming of religion. So all of those things are things that I am moving through and navigating and showing myself approved as I show up as myself. So I have completed my challenge for day 1 by coming on and expressing those things. So each day you guys are going to see something different as I've been challenged and encouraged to expand my presence in this world, in the motions of the matrix, and really begin to be impactful, because each one of us truly does impact the world, whether we know it or not. And I know these are things that I've repeated over and over and over, but this is the way we reprogram our mind, renew our mind to the mind of Christ consciousness, knowing that all things are available, but what is it that you choose to experience? You get to choose. You don't have to align to someone else's ideas. You don't have to align to someone else's program. You get to play the game the way you want to play it. And that's what I like about social media, because in some sense, you can be who you want to be. You can act you can portray yourself as whatever you want to be. And the world may not know, but those who are closest to you do. But you ultimately get to do whatever you want to do. And it's okay with me, as long as it's okay with you. So this is where we are. I am going to go ahead and do a card pull. I was thinking that I wasn't going to do one today, but I am going to do one. And then I'm going to share something with you guys that I shared with my community, my grief support group today. I have navigated grief, as I told you, by doing self-care things. And one thing that I had done was a actual self-care meditation. Well, I'm going to share that on another day, because I think that's in these other challenges. So I'm not going to share that today. But what I will do is do a Light Seers Oracle Pool. But I will be sharing a meditation that I created for myself to just really begin to align my chakras and bring forth that which I desire, which is ultimately support, which is ultimately love, which is ultimately the place to feel safe. So that's going to come up this week. I don't know which day, but be on the lookout. Tap, tap, tap in. And, we're going to dive into these cards. The Light Seers Tarot. We're going to do a 7-card pool. And this time, I'm not even going to read it from the book. I'm just going to go with what's here, what I feel, what I hear. And you guys can tell me if you want and if you liked me reading it from the book, or if you just want me to dive in. As we were talking about community, 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is about seeing your dreams come true as you connect with those people who support you. So again, I thank each and every one of you who have been showing up in this space and giving me your attention, giving me your time, because that is priceless. That is something you won't ever be able to get back. And to be able to share it in a space with me, I am truly appreciative. And if you haven't already, please join the fan club. Send some hearts, send some likes, send some love. I'm not really here for the monetary gain of TikTok, but I do want to know that I'm being seen and that people are benefiting from what I'm putting out. The next card is the Page of Cups. So we're all in heart energy today. And this card is: the world is your flourishing oyster. You can be above and you can be below. You get to make it flow, allow it to flow. What's within, what's without, anything goes. And with that, Keep your cup full. Keep your cup full. Again, this partnership, what I was talking about, it takes us all to work together, to be in this frequency of love and in this frequency of vibration. Cups is all about energy and motion. Cups are all about the love energy, is what I want to say. Cups allow us to express ourselves in ways that maybe we haven't, that causes us to be stuck and causes the stagnation and the dis-ease. But in partnership, you can fill each other's cup, okay? So this is me pouring out, but also receiving in return. As I walk away, these cups is coming strong, y'all. As I walk away from the limiting beliefs, those things that I talked about in the beginning, the things that no longer serve me, coming into the newness of what's to come. We don't always see it, but I don't know if you guys can see, she's walking toward the sun, She's walking toward those things that are in the horizon, the things that will light her up, It's been a lot of things that keep us stagnant, stuck in a low vibrational energy. Let that ish go. Let that ish go. And begin to 3 of Wands, prepare. Look at that. Prepare for where you're going. That's all about looking into the horizon and being prepared for where you're going. Being that light, following the flame, being able to get into the water, get into the water of the feelings, the emotions, and those things that go bump in the night. The more you suppress, the more you hold on, the more you don't allow the expansion to come, the more, hey, Candace! Hey, girl, hey! Hey, girl, hey! Sister, you've been on my mind. So it's good to see you, girl. I am doing some wild things these days. So thank you for the love. Thank you for the heart. I love you. I love you, girl. I'm doing something wild on this TikTok, in this TikTok world. So good to see you. Good to see you. I'm just out here showing my light, doing something different. This is definitely not like me, but here I am. It's a new year. So I'm doing something different. I'm doing something new. I'm sharing these tarot cards like I really know what I'm talking about, because I do. Ashe. As we go into the the King of Wands. Wands, again, my energy. Aries energy is all about taking leadership, holding the torch, lighting the way, knowing that you're protected and guided as you go in the direction you're being called to do. Go. And again, the last card is another wand. And it is the Page of Wands. I think of this card as the one where you get to create it. Throw it all up in the air and see what sticks. And that's what I'm doing as I'm navigating this TikTok world. I'm throwing it all up in the air. I'm being vulnerable. I'm being transparent. This is me learning to live aligned and crowned. As I've talked about my new book that just came out this year, Aligned and Crowned, the wheel within the wheel. Again, talking about free will, talking about what it is we get to do. And you get to do it if you really want to, but you have to take the first step. You have to be vulnerable. You have to go out into the world of the unknown and really begin to set the intention of what it is you want to experience. So that's what I'm doing. Thank you. Thank you for the congratulations. Yes. So I was able to write 2 books last year. For those of you who don't know, I wrote my first book based on my sacred woman journey through that rites of passage, and it is called Embracing the Queen Within, hence the crown. I've been really navigating the grief of the loss of my mother, but that program helped me to be able to have the tools to not lose my everlasting mind, but begin to navigate the spiritual world and this world. And that has been a journey. That's been part of the journey. But also being able to get real clear about who I am and how I am sent to give a message, to be the oracle messenger, to really begin to shine my light in the darkness. So that book is a journal that will help you navigate through the 12 pillars of sacred living, starting from the bottom. Now you're here, starting from your root or your womb space and tapping into who you are and healing the traumas that we have experienced in the womb, experienced from not utilizing our womb appropriately, by allowing our womb to become a dumping ground for a lot of toxic energy from men. So healing our womb space, and then beginning to rebirth ourselves. That's what I've been doing. So rebirth, the death and the rebirth has been a part of my journey. So now I am committed to living aligned and crowned and seeing my will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Because as I spoke, I'm navigating that duality of religion as well, and knowing that it all is relevant. It all is relevant, but it has its purpose. So as we dive into these cards, I'm going to go ahead and give you the story of what I see, Ashe, from my own intuition. So the first thing is the Three of Cups. See your dreams come true as you connect with sisterhood, as you connect with those that support you, as you connect with your intentions being made manifest, having people around you who see your worth, having people around you who see your success and can celebrate you, having people who can straighten your crown when it's crooked, and being open to you doing the same for them, because it is an expansion. It is a growth. It does take human connection to see that, in fact, pigs can fly. Did you know that? That's a pig flying in the sky. But as above, so below. We are constantly between worlds, whether you know it or not. There is the higher vibration, if you want to think about that, and then there's the lower vibration. That's the heaven, that's the hell, that's the yin, that's the yang. It's all present now. And wherever you want to find yourself is where you'll find yourself, whether it be through your actions, through your beliefs, through your thoughts, through your emotions. All of it is constantly working out in your favor or against you, depending on where your focus is. But the goal is to keep your cup full. Be around people who fill your cup. Understand that there's an abundance available. Abundance available if only you can see it. Do you see it? Do you want to partner with people who fill your cup? And are you partnered with people who fill your cup? If you're not partnered with people who fill your cup, it may be time, 8 of Cups, to walk away. Just walk away. Nothing's holding you back. Sometimes we got to walk away from the things that leave our cups empty, or that has filled a cup that no longer serves. Put it in the water. Let it go. Let it flow. And understand that you have somewhere else to go. Because if someone is not aligning, as I played that song yesterday, Grow, Glow, and Flow, if it doesn't match my vibe, it's got to go. Because this is my world. And all y'all are just squirrels trying to get a nut. That's for the men in the back and those that ain't got it right yet. But they're working on it. They're working on it. As I prepare to go into this deep waters of my own emotions, of my own thoughts, of my own beliefs, and being prepared to see what's there, to navigate it however I might. In the darkness, there's always some light, and it's even the light that you bring if you're ready, So what are you ready for? What are you ready for? Are you ready to take the lead? Are you ready to be the torch holder for others? Are you ready to set the tone for this next 3D, 4D, 5D reality, whatever you find yourself in? You know, are you ready? You are divinely protected. Look, there's a lion in the background. That's that Leo. That's you, Candace. Come through, sis. I've been waiting for you. Look, I'm so happy to see you nonetheless. I surely am. But yeah, the coming through as the leader of your own life. So often we allow other people to be that leader, to be the guide, to tell you, yes, do it like this, or no, do it like that. But you have to find what feels right to you and only do that. Only do what feels right to you and know that the universe supports you. The universe has your back always, but it's up to you to choose you first. And then if that means throwing it all up in the air and seeing what sticks, that's what you do. Throw it up, you know, throw it up, let it all go up, you know, not down. We're going up, all the way up. Nothing can stop us. We all the way up. So that is where we are, and that is the message. I really feel inclined to read it from the book, but not today because I'm tired. I had a very full day. As I said, I did hold my very first grief support group, and I was so happy to see the people who showed up for themselves. Grief is a very sensitive subject. Most people want to push it under the rug or say, I'm just going to deal with it. But no, if you don't have the tools to deal with it, it will and may in fact kill you, as was the case with my mother. You know, she was not sick. She was not sickly, but her heart was broken. Her heart was too heavy to carry her or to carry the grief that came from her experiencing loss. So she experienced the loss of her mother, the loss of her husband, and the loss of her favorite closest sister within a very short period of time. And she didn't have the tools. So I am here to offer you some tools, whether it be just to sit in the space of gratitude, whether it is to do some mindful meditations, whether it is to begin to shift energy through progressive energy movements by tightening up and releasing, whether it be getting in a bathtub and crying your eyes out, whether it be going on a hike, whether it be hugging a tree. You know, all of those things can be very beneficial, but you got to do it. You got to do it, you got to use it, and you got to know who you are. Getting back to that I am. And hence, my other book, Aligned and Crowned, is all about aligning our chakras, our energy centers, our life force energy wheels to cosmic law or universal principles based on universal law. And my book, Aligned and Crowned, is all about that. So this is a work that I'm working through as I go through this year, as I continue on this 365 days of going live, being vulnerable, meeting myself where I am. You guys are going to see the good, the bad, the ugly, and I am continuing to give thanks that I get to navigate this experience at the highest vibration of love and light. Although there is a lot of darkness and despair underneath it all, but I'm continuing to pull back the layers, and I'm grateful. I'm grateful for those of you who have given me your time again. I'm grateful for this opportunity and this platform. I'm grateful for the connections that I'm making. So yeah, show me some love, hit some hearts, join my fan club, help me to meet the TikTok goal to have 5 new followers. So if you are not a follower and you're viewing this, please tap in. It doesn't cost anything to hit the hearts. It doesn't cost anything to share a like. It doesn't cost anything to come in and view. Also, I have a Circle of Sister Table Talk YouTube page, which I'm posting all of my lives on so that you can go back and watch at your convenience. I really, really, really appreciate your support and just showing up showing up for me and allowing me to see that, yeah, one person can make a difference. If I've kept your attention this long, it's something here for you. And I hope to see you back tomorrow. And until next time, I'm your soul sister, speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. Peace and love. Good night.